Before the meaning of family was in a trilogy of people going fast and being furious, there was one Disney movie that's owned that to a T. And as a special edition, please enjoy the many following clips that you may hear from my friend BlitzyFresh100 doing these awesome voice impressions that he can perfectly pull off. It's almost like the actual characters.
You know, we should play me live action. Who? You know, Van Diesel. Why the fuck Van Diesel of all people? Because he cares about family and Fast and Furious. Oh, he's just saying that because he's hot. What the fuck? I didn't even say that. You want croissants? I can give you all the croissants you want. Shut the fuck up, Carl. Damn.
Lilo and Stitch is a science fiction comedy drama film written and directed by Chris Sanders and Dean Dublin. It was technically, if I remember, the very first Disney movie I saw, and it still holds up 20 years later. If I also remember correctly, this was during where I used to have a VHS along with a DVD player for reasons. It got much better when I watched it other times on one of these discs with 4 movies. In this case, I had one with the first Lilo and Stitch, Stitch the movie, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, and The Nightmare Before Christmas.
What the fuck is this happening to that shit? Get the fuck out!
The story follows an escaped illegal alien experiment who finds his way to Earth in the state of Hawaii and meets a lonely 6-year-old girl named Lilo who adopts him as her dog and names him Stitch.
Bye, bitches! I'm finally here! Let's go get some.
The whole message is about family, where nobody gets either left behind or forgotten, making this one of the many heartwarming and tear-jerking Disney movies ever, which I'll discuss further on. The first thing that I love about the movie is when you first watch it, you see the Disney logo being taken away by a tractor beam, which, in my case, is my most favorite Disney logo variation. I, of course, love everything about the whole movie. The music, the characters, everything. It introduced me to also the notable faces and voices such as DeVay Chase, Chris Sanders, Kevin Michael Richardson, David Ogden Stiers, Kevin McDonald, and technically Steve Bloom. I honestly think that this is one of those instances where I like almost every character, except for Myrtle and her friends.
What is this? Come on. Give me this. I like chowder anyways. Paneer was better.
As for the emotional moments, they go any way to make you either cry or smile. I always found that one part where Stitch leaves the house with the book of the Ugly Duckling to be the #1 saddest moment for me. Frankly, due to the music and when Lilo explained the backstory of her parents.
This book seems familiar. Don't know when. Lilo! Lilo!
Second place goes to the montage of Nani attempting and failing to get a job, as well as Cobra Bubbles experiencing. Wow.
Hello, do you want to be my friend? No? Fuck you, bitch.
Third place goes to Nani breaking down after Lilo gets kidnapped by Gantu, only for Stitch to comfort her and remind her about family.
Hannah needs family. I just love all of you. Please, don't let me go. Look at this fat ass.
I don't really have any particular favorite scene, as the whole movie in general is so good that it's difficult to choose. But I guess the opening where we first meet Lilo swimming and running late to hula class gets awesome every single time because duh. And for a second favorite, I go with the ending where the characters rebuild the house and have a montage of great times as the days go by, eventually being shown by photos and set to the song of Burnin' Love by Elvis. And most times when a movie is over, I hang by the credits for any songs that interest me or to look at the cast. But here, when I first heard Can't Help Falling in Love by A-Teens, it just hit me so hard, which I will bring up in a later episode. And furthermore, amazing thing to think about is just the fact that Lilo's name means lost, and she says that her family is completely all broken and stuff. So she gave Stitch his name as a way to stitch back the family together, which is really clever and yeah, it's very touching.
Let's go, bitch. Woo!
What I like even better is how it managed to turn into one of the best franchises, not only for Disney, but in the entire world. The second movie, called Stitch the Movie, was equally as great as the first, introducing Dr. Hamsterville, who cameoed in the first, and it was voiced by the awesome Jeff Bennett. Experiment 625, aka Ruben, voiced by the stellar Rob Paulson. Liliana Mumi, who became a better fit for Myrtle. And other experiments, whom in this case officially kicked open the door of the spin off series, Lilo and Stitch the series. One of the best Disney shows of all time, in my opinion.
Abomination.
You're abomination. Look at the fucking ass. I believe I can fly. Don't catch me. Woohoo!
Lilo and Stitch 2, Stitch Has a Glitch, was a little much more intense, focusing around Stitch on the heart-stopping edge of turning bad again, due to an intervention from the police arresting Jumbo once he created Stitch. One part where Stitch scratches Lilo was shocking, but eventually, in the end, it was all happy as one would expect from an ongoing franchise like this. And little fun fact, it was also a pleasure to have actress Dakota Fanning voice Lilo, and I later learned that she and DeVay Chase, the OG Lilo, are really great friends. So as a whole, Lilo and Stitch is a Disney gift filled with an outstanding load of everything perfect, made by the WD company, will continue to deliver equal, if not greater stuff for fans and critics alike for new, satisfying, and nostalgic outcomes.